Hey guys, so I think that obviously I haven't made videos in quite a while, but I think one thing that I should really try to incorporate into this when I get the chance, periodically or however often, is some things that I've picked up from motivational speakers, people who are successful, people who have helped, kind of guide me in the right direction in my own life. And if I can take that, make my own judgments, and share that, I would love to kind of put that out there for other people as well. Maybe people that have a similar mindset, or if you have a goal or something that you're trying to do, or, if you just really like to listen to people like that. I listen to quite a bit of motivational speakers, and it's something that I've tried to do quite a bit more frequently. I find it's very helpful. But given this is COVID times, I would like to kind of share some of the things that I've found to be true. So I think partially because everyone's got, mixed feelings. A lot of people in the world are feeling, just down, depressed, alone, a lot of different types of mental states. And I'm not a psychologist. None of those things are my specialty. But I just kind of want to share my own things that I have taken from, a bunch of different sources and made my own conclusions. Anyways, so I think that, one, there is not anything that you can't do. If you put something in your mind, and you focus on that, then there really is nothing that can stand in the way. And there's a motivational speaker that I listen to all the time that says, when you have a dream, the world kind of has a way of getting out of the way for you to make that happen. And I truly believe that the harder you work, the more of a break you're going to get when the opportunity presents itself for everything that you wanted. And you may not see it the first 100, 200, 400, 500 attempts at whatever it is you're going for, whether it be small, whether it be big. It's about finding the right avenues to get where you want, and to get what you want in life. And it's something that I hope I'm able to share in some way with my kids as well as they grow. But I found it to be very true. I've had my own challenges to the point where there's been different obstacles that I never thought I would overcome, and after, 4 or 5, maybe 600 or whatever, however many attempts, I start to catch a break, and I'm like, okay, there is a light at the end of this, and it seems to be true, hopefully, with everything, but I believe very much in hard work, and there's no such thing as just pure luck. When it comes to success, it's about the dedication, the amount of work you're willing to put in, and persistence, which is another thing that I think is key in life. We could sit around here all day, and I've been guilty of this many times in my own life, and I'd like to be very open about my own things that I've overcome and I'm learning to overcome in life. I spent so much time thinking, I can't do this, I can't do that, how am I going to do this, how am I going to make this happen? And I still have those moments. But at the end of the day, if you put everything into it and you do what all these people that are, preaching in motivational speeches about, like, if you sacrifice your sleep, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your leisurely activities, there's nothing that you can't get over time. It's about putting in the hours when you're not working, when you're not, maintaining your house and your family, that those extra hours that you find a way to fill with other activities, even at night, whenever it is, that is the time when you need to put in the work for your own dreams. And it all depends on everyone's life circumstance, but I think that I am a living example of it because, I'm not, by any means, I'm not a doctor or a surgeon where I'd love to be, but at the same time, I have chipped away at my own goals. You know, I think everyone's got their own path. It's finding what works and how you can get where you want to go. And if one way doesn't work, moving to the next idea and the next idea and laying it all out there for yourself. And one of the things that I've found to be extremely true is to envision yourself at the end. Whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, whatever your passion is, the thing that you want to achieve in life, imagine what that looks like. And I didn't even know this was a strategy. This is something I had done with nursing school prior to getting into all these, motivational speakers and self-improvement. And I would lay in bed every night imagining myself taking care of a patient who was dying or needing critical care, or just being at a patient's bedside and doing all the things that nurses do, and wearing scrubs, and how it would feel, what it would look like, down to every emotion that I might even have about this. And I'm telling you, when you lose the drive, that'll help you get to where you want to go. And I think that this is something that I've struggled with myself and just started to more recently look at differently. Take your mistakes and use them as an opportunity for growth, to move you, as Will Smith would say, come around to the next level of success, the next phase of success, I believe he says. But it is so true. If you can extract the lessons from your own mistakes, you will grow if you apply them. So for me personally, I think it was a challenge, and it's still something that I'm working on, but to realize, okay, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to do things that I might have wished I had done differently. But to be able to analyze that after the fact and then look at it like, okay, I don't want to do this, or I do want to do this. I could have done this differently, and this is how I'm going to do it better next time. And then each time you're moving closer with whatever it may be. You're moving closer to a better version of yourself, a better version of everything. And that's what's going to get you places versus sitting in the same place, making the same mistakes. That's defined as insanity, I believe. And I strongly believe in perseverance, like to no end. I think, yeah, that is one of my tattoos. But to be able to persevere regardless, no matter what, to just never stop is the key. And who knows how far you'll get, who knows how much time we have in this world, but all you can do is all you can do. And that's something I struggle with and try to remember myself often, but I would hope within the next year or few years, I'm sitting here saying, very confidently to you, even after I've continuously applied these things in my own life, which I do, but again, it's a learning process. And I think that especially during COVID times, it's important to remember that no matter what, you just can't give up. You can't stop trying to make the best of everything. As hard as it gets, as down as you feel, there's always something you can do. And there's always something you can contribute. There's always something you can improve. And there's always ways to grow. And if you stop growing, another person has said, I cannot remember their name, and I won't quote exactly because I don't remember the exact quote, but if you're not growing, you're decaying. So that's a choice that you have to make as a person with what you want to do with your life. And, there's a lot of different things I want to share on here, but I have spent a large amount of time analyzing my own life, my own decisions, my own path and values, and what I want in life out of this. And I think that if you're able to take the time, even if it's not now, even if it's whenever, and sit down, look at your life. Are you where you want to be? Where do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? And is this what you're doing right now, is it taking you to the path that, you want to be on to get your end goal? Because if it's not, it's time to sit down and reevaluate your life. It's just too short. And I have learned this out of my own experience. You won't get your time back. You won't get another opportunity for this day. And I can't remember exactly, but I've also listened to speeches where they talk about how many seconds are in the day. Okay? That's however many seconds you just lost of your life. And who knows where the stop clock is. So can you look at each day and know that you did all you could, the best you could, and you made the most of that day? Or did you not? That's what it really comes down to. So if you can constantly be aware of your actions, of what you're doing with your time, how you're spending your time, who you're spending it with, and what you're grateful for, what is your why, that is one of the key things, I think. If you can remember your why in life, it will change the entire game. Always. If it always comes back to your why are you doing what you're doing? And some of the tips that I think I'd really like to share with you, because they're things that I've tried to start incorporating in my own life, and I may have shared them in past videos, but they're very helpful, is to have a more effective, productive, successful day each day. Because really that's what it comes down to, is just each day. Because you don't know if it's your last, ever. What are you grateful for? Spend 15 to 30 minutes in the morning if you can. There's really no excuses. I could sit here and make my own excuses, but there's not. Listening to some sort of motivational speaker, ways to help grow. Reading 15 to 30 minutes about it. Talking to someone who may be able to help you give yourself perspective even. Every day. Making yourself consciously aware of all these things and your decisions and where you want to go, and being able to apply that to your own life. And then also at the end of the day, being able to reflect on what you've done, the decisions you've made, your actions, and how it's going to help you move forward. The good, the bad, and really analyze things. And then carry that over to the next day in a positive way. Some of the other things which I am not currently following as well as I should. But I think that exercise goes so much farther than anyone ever gives it credit for. Especially running. Cardiovascular workouts, totally changes your brain. I won't go into the science of it, but the way you think and your happiness and clarity of thoughts and all sorts of different things. Your diet, the amount of sleep you get. Sometimes that means sacrificing sleep for the betterment of yourself or your situation, but prioritizing sleep and your own happiness, and something that I also struggle with but is really important, is to be able to take the time each day, finding something to do to love yourself and take care of yourself. And those things alone make the world of a difference. I think that I'm probably going to leave it there for tonight, but I will return with a whole bunch more to say, because I think that a lot of people need something to hear, and even to hear everything is going to be okay. And what okay means, I don't think anyone knows, but if you could just tell yourself that every day, no matter who you are, I think it helps. So on that note, I will return. Thank you.